Focused in it?
Introduce yourself.
This is your grandma from Florida, the old hillbilly. This is how you cut up a chicken, in case you don't know how. You you open up the bag, throw the bag, I already did that. Then you reach inside the chicken, make sure that there isn't if there is anything inside the chicken to take it out, like this bag. And you open up the bag. This is a liver, a gizzard, sometimes the neck, and a heart. Cut up your chicken. It's easier to cut the legs up first. Make sure you get a good sharp knife. Not one that's going to cut your arm off, but something that will not make it a chore to cut the chicken. You slice through the skin. Down to this joint bone. There's a joint on the thigh. And you bend it over till it pokes out a little bit. And you cut it right between the two joints. Like that. Then you find a joint on the thigh and the leg, and it's usually right at the at the beef right there. You can see it real good on this one. You cut it between there, right down to the joint, and then you pop it so you know where the joint's at. See the joint? Alright. And you slice between that joint to break it loose from the thigh. Wouldn't you know, I'd have trouble with this one. There's the joint that you do. See that tendon? This is the joint that you cut this one on. Wouldn't you know, I'd have trouble with this one. Okay, I'm not going to show you how to cut up the whole chicken this time. This is one side. See this? Now you take the wing off, you bend it so you can get in there where it joins to the chicken. Cut right there down to the bone. This one's real easy. See where the joint's at right here? This is where you cut it at on the joint. Throw that in there. Now one more thing. Let me get the breast off. Let me get the other parts off on this side. Then I'll show you how to cut the breast up. Alright. This is how you remove the breast part from the back part. Okay, this is the back. And this is the breast part. Okay?
Thank you
Grab it like this.
for opening it.
On the breast, there's a bone that comes down this way that connects to the back part, and there's a bone that comes down this way and connects to the breast, to the back part. Now I'm going to show you the easiest way to get the breast separated from the back. You go slice down and up. And I'll show you the bone. See the bone there? See that bone? That's the bone that you're looking for. And you do it the same thing on the other side. You slice down and up. Now it's not important that you get a lot of meat on that, because it's just not important. Then you put your thumb in there and the other thumb in there in the cavity, and you pull it apart like you're mad at somebody. It's a very good anger aggression movement when you're mad at kids or husband. Alright, then you have the two pieces separate. Alright, now we're going to cut the breast apart. In the supermarket, this part right here is the way you buy it, and this would be one breast, and this would be one breast. We're going to make 4 pieces out of this breast, because with a big family, you need all the meat you can get. So right now, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make 4 pieces out of this breast. If you notice that on a wishbone, there's a bone right here on you, and there's also a bone right there on the chicken. You find that bone and work it down to find the gristle where it attaches to it, and you cut across and down. And you break it apart. Another anger aggression movement. You put your thumb in there like that, your hands over here, and you just pull it. Now we have 2 pieces. Now we're going to make 2 pieces out of this one. Down the middle. This is cutting the wishbone, so you don't get the wishbone. Nobody gets the wishbone. And that's the 2 pieces for that one. The 2 pieces for this one, you can almost see where to cut it. You cut it right straight down, all the way to the bone. Another reason to have a good knife. And you pull it apart. And there's your 4 pieces of white meat. Okay. This is the important part. Self-rising flour. Okay? Not all-purpose, because all-purpose will not let your chicken brown or your gravy brown to get the golden brown color that I was trying to suggest that you're looking for. Self-rising flour, okay? And a bread bag or a brown paper sack, or an ice cream container with a lid. Alright, see that? About that much flour, probably for both these chickens. Alright, see this amount of salt? That's hard to say. It's approximately a good tablespoon of, I would say a little over a tablespoon of salt. You put it in the bag, like that. I'm not going to put the pepper in my hand, but you shake some pepper into the bag. Get this area that you can see it. Can you see it? About that, like that. Just, these are absolute measurements, really. Then you take garlic powder. Not garlic salt, garlic powder. And you shake that in a bag. Approximately, if you want it measurements, approximately a tablespoon of each of these 3 things. You shake it up. That's your batter mixture. Okay? Now I need to rinse this off before we ever put this into the bag, so cut. Alright. This is the ice cream bucket I was talking about. Aunt Chris found one. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to dump this batter mixture into here. Alright. And you know, Grandma, she always had her lid for it to put it away because I've made chicken so much. I would put this whole thing, when I'm done with it, put this whole thing in the closet ready for next time so you don't have to make this mixture up every time. But here we go again, one more time. I'm going to show you the rest. I'm going to pour the rest of this 2-pound bag of flour in here. Because in this house they don't make batter or anything. So this will be ready for me next time that I make chicken or something. Alright, let's pretend we're starting all over again. That's the whole bag. You pour enough salt in there. That's probably about 2 tablespoons. But just pour it in your hand. Give it a good guess. No sense dirtying up a bunch of dishes that you're going to say, oh, I could have used that spoon. Pour in enough pepper to cover the top, like that. It looks like a lot, but it's not. Garlic powder. Pour in enough to cover the top. I hope you can see that. Mm-hmm. And you put the lid on it. And shake it up. And it's all ready for your batter. Okay. One important part. If you use all the pieces of chicken for fried chicken, you check on the inside of the back and get anything that you think doesn't belong on the chicken. You will notice a bunch of things that look like liver, but it's not liver. Take it out. Anything that you think looks ugly, pull it, cut it out, do it whatever you want to. Or just put these things, these 4 pieces of the back, into a bag after you've rinsed them and use it for chicken soup later. You can use the soup, you boil them, make chicken soup stock out of these pieces. But tonight we're going to fry it. This is the most important, one of the most important parts of the thing. USDA now says you do not have to rinse your chicken. Grandma says rinse your chicken in cold water after you get it all cut up. Put it into a colander, strainer. If you don't have a strainer, put the whole thing under the water. Like that. If you don't have a strainer. And then just hold the chicken and tip the water out. But I'm sure some place or another, colanders or strainers don't cost hardly anything. Get one. They're very useful for other things. Rinse all the chicken. When you're making the chicken soup stock with those back pieces, you can also put the neck pieces into that chicken stock mix. So you have all the back pieces and the inside stuff for the chicken, for the stock. That's a gizzard. That's a heart. No, that's a gizzard. That's supposed to be a heart, I think. Nope, gizzard. But guess what? I'm not making that one. And I'm not making the liver. Hopefully nobody's going to get mad at me, but I'm not making a liver. I don't like the looks of it. It doesn't look pretty to me. It should look that color all over, not with this brown stuff. So I'm not making that. I'm not making that because of that right there. They didn't clean it at the chicken factory good enough, so that's trash. Keep that on there. I'm not making that little on there. Get that factory crap off from it. And make sure you wash and rinse your hands after each of these. Rinse your hands real good. Don't touch anything else with them with your hands. Crisco oil or any all vegetable shortening. Doesn't have to be Crisco. We got 2 pans here. We're going to do half and half. Hopefully. And the rest of it go in this pan. Good enough for that. Alright. Then you put the burner on high for now to get the grease melted. And we're going to add about half that much of shortening to butter. About half that much. So it's, like I said, these things are hard to tell you. It's not a cup. It's just some shortening in there and about half that much of shortening in there, of butter in there. Margarine. And that's so you have, the butter makes it have a better taste. Margarine makes it have a better taste.
Okay.
When it does this, turn the heat down to about medium on both of them, so it doesn't scorch or burn. Well, this is melting. All right, you batter your chicken. Start with the bigger pieces first. That would be the breast pieces. Follow me? It doesn't have to be all the way melted up, by the way. And you put this in there, like that. Skin side down if you have skin on your chicken. If not, if you like skinless chicken, just put the fatter side down, the thicker side down. So that's basically how you would do both cans of chicken. Okay, this is the color that we're looking for. You see this golden brown right here that I'm pointing out with these tongs? This pork? That's the color that we're shooting for right there. It's not quite ready to turn yet. So we put it back down onto the heat. Alright? Well, look at this pan. There you go. See that? That's the golden brown color that we're shooting for. So this pan is ready to turn already. So you turn it one, just turn it over. See, this was the fat side, fatter side, or the skin side, and you just turn it over with your tongs or your fork and put the other side down into the pan. By the way, the shortening should be about halfway up on the pan. Whatever pan you're using, the shortening should be about halfway up on the pan. I hope you can see that right there. It's about halfway up on the pan. Same way with this one. It's about halfway up on the pan. Enough to do half of the chicken at a time. See? You turn all these pieces over. It's better to turn them all over at the same time, but this one isn't ready to turn yet, because these was the last ones to put in the pan. That's almost ready to turn over. The only one that you don't do, turn it straight over, like this one is turned straight over. This one side, the other side is the legs. You turn them 3/4 of the way when you turn them, because the meat, the important meat on a chicken leg is all the way around on the chicken leg. That one's not ready. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, because I'm going to end up turning all these. But when you get all the chicken turned over, you cover it with a tight lid after you turn the chicken over. And that seals in that steams it, cooks it, and keeps it juicy at the same time. But you don't do that till you turn the whole chicken over. Put paper toweling in on either a platter or a bowl. Alright? This is what we were shooting for. A golden brown color. This has been cooking approximately 30 minutes. I've turned it on all sides to get all the sides of the chicken done. You take it out, drain it a little bit over the pan, place it on the paper towel and let it drain more on that. And yes, it probably will stick to the pan, even though it's supposed to be non-stick pans, but they still stick. Now, if you're cooking one pan of chicken, it only takes one pan when you're cooking all the chicken. You don't have to have, I'm cooking 2 chickens, so that's why it's 2 pans for the chicken. When you're cooking chicken, making chicken gravy, you take the bottom of the pan. This is what Rachel really likes to scrape up from the bottom of her pans when she's making gravy or something. All this is the batter from the chicken. And you would strain this stuff off when you're making gravy. I'm not making gravy tonight, but if you were making gravy, you would save this in a separate little saucer or something and take this stuff out. Then add your flour mixture to this make a roux. It's a paste. Then I add boiling water from potatoes to make the gravy with. But gravy is another thing I could show you some other time, not tonight. But tonight we're just going to strain this grease and use this grease for some other thing later. All that is just like cracklings. Alright, this is the other pan, do the same thing. When it's ready to take out, you drain it on paper towels. Because we're doing 2 chickens, so it would be, the second pan would go onto this paper towel. If that's the color, it's hard to describe. That's what I was talking about. It's a hard to describe color. But that's what you're looking for. Points to remember, self-rising flour. You don't have to buy a whole chicken. You can get cut up chicken or pieces of chicken like legs or all thighs or all wings and do the same thing. Try to get a pan that doesn't stick. Silverstone products are the best. Silverstone, not Teflon, Silverstone. The Silverstone will last for almost for as long as you are alive. Alright, drain your chicken on paper towels when you're done. And like I said, this is the golden color that we were looking for. That's very important. And then just keep turning, medium high heat or lower is what you cook it on, whether it's a gas stove or whether it's an electric stove. Medium high or lower. And that's my fried chicken. There you go.